we're talking about here forgiveness, right? Now, I cannot change the past. I can choose how I carry the past within me. I cannot change where I was born, but I can choose how to carry it, how to perceive it, how to live through this experience of being born in a certain place. I cannot change the past that I was abused and bullied in school, but I can choose how I carry the experience. Is it going to be a grievance experience, or it's going to be okay? Well, that person wasn't in his right mind. That person was not having a good time, or that person wasn't brought up well, wasn't taught well. He didn't know any different. You understand? So that's how life is, because everything is then a perception. How we see life is all based on a perception, right? So when I'm saying I cannot change the past, but I can choose how I carry it, how I relate to the past, it says that I'm ready to take responsibility and heal from the situation, or I'm not ready. I want to still hold grudges. I still want to have enemies. I still want to have somebody who's my enemy in my life. You understand? I don't want peace. I want to keep the grievance going. So you have a choice here. Something happens in your life. You have a choice. You're either going to decide to hold the grievance, right, and don't forgive that person, or you're going to choose, well, I'll choose the road less traveled. I will forgive this person. I'll try and understand where he's coming from. Maybe he didn't have a good day. Maybe he wasn't brought up in a healthy family. Maybe his perceptions are all messed up. Maybe he's living out of fear. Things like that. So I need to look at things more, I'm trying to say more expansively, instead of me just thinking about I'm a victim right now. The Course in Miracles speaks about forgiveness, choosing the path less traveled, basically, because resentment is not about healing. Resentment is about holding on to the past hurts and keep on playing that program of the grievance, because you haven't let go. You're not choosing forgiveness, right? So it says here, what love holds no grievances, right? You need love. Your experience was opposite to love. You choosing to see it as a mistake from the other person, or you choosing it to hold on to the grievance, right? Now remember, a grievance comes in a form of resentment, blame, anger, judgment, emotional resentment towards someone or something that you think wronged you, basically, right? That is not love, and that is not what Christians are taught, or what I think they should be taught. What's in the Christian Bible, it's in the New Testament, right? Let's continue. When you hold on to grievance, we are mentally replaying the incident, the story about how someone hurts us. According to the Course in Miracles, this keeps us locked in separation, right? The Course touches on the fact that love is our natural state. Love is our natural state. Grievance blocks our awareness of that love. You understand? Because we keep on replaying that bad incident, and we keep on saying, well, this person hurt me. And you're owning this whole pain and hurt. You don't know what to do with it, right? You instead of you releasing it or choosing to release it, you decide to hold on to it. So when it says hold on to grievances, it means that your true love cannot coexist with resentment, right? So when the Course of Miracles says love holds no grievances, it means that the true love cannot coexist with resentment, basically, right? In other words, you cannot love somebody and hate him at the same time. It doesn't work like that. It's in neither you love that person or you hate that person. You understand? And hate is so far from our teachings, our Christian teachings, even our other religious teachings as well, right? So why the Course says the grievance is stored perception, you understand? Now we are going more into the Course of Miracles here. So yesterday I made a live. If you're not in my live yesterday, I spoke about the Course of Miracles, which is a teaching of how to change your mindset to see things differently. It's not about religion, because even the person who was given this information, Helen, who was psychologist in 1959 till 1976, when the teachings were actually published in a form of a book. Right? She was not a spiritualist, neither was she a religious person. She was a scientist. She was a psychologist, a clinical psychologist, right? Basically, let's continue, right? So, why the course says grievances distort perception? The course in miracles philosophy says the ego thrives on separation and judgment. The ego thrives in separation and judgment. Grievances strengthen the ego because they keep the idea alive that someone is guilty and someone is innocent. In this world, it has to be the guilty and the innocent, the rich and the poor. Duality, right? It's duality. It is what it is. Now, our job is to not buy into the duality. You understand? The ego is not a bad thing. Neither is it a good thing. It is a form of understanding the world. Because when you were small, you're born without an ego. When you were born into this reality and left spirituality and decided to come into this physical plane called the earth, this holographic reality, right? You had no ego. You were a blank slate, fresh from the top, from the other side. When you came in, then your family now taught you about separatism.